Hi, Prince. Hello and Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. This is my first video back for the new year. Took a little bit of a break. I was in Maui for the new year and spent about 8 days there. And it was just so amazing. And I just needed some time to get back into the groove of things, catch up on life before I had time to sit down and film a video. But here I am. Anyways, my name is Jessica and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am doing an introduction for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project today. So I am rolling in a whole new batch of eyeshadows from my collection with the goal of hitting pan on them. This project was started by a YouTuber named Alexi, so I always have her linked down below, along with other Pan Those eyeshadow creators that I love to follow. So check them out if you're interested. I'm sure you probably already have. And this is just my little contribution to the painting community. So if you like me, like my videos, I hope you're subscribed. Stay tuned to see what I am rolling in for the new year. This is my second year doing Pan Those eyeshadows. I had so much fun with it last year. I hit, I think, 21 or 22 pans. I forget it right now. But yes, it was very successful. So we're going to do it again. And I'm going to try and beat my goal this year. I would like to hit 25. I think 25 is a good goal. And I just went through my entire eyeshadow collection, counted all the pans. I have 442 pans in my collection. I'm sorry, I have 442 eyeshadow pans in my collection, and 43 of those have pan in them. So that gives me a percentage of 9.73%. So we'll see what kind of percentage I can get to in this next year. I'm excited. I don't really have a percentage goal. It's just kind of a fun little piece of data to keep track of. I did add a few more eyeshadow palettes to my collection over the past year, so those are now a part of my Pan Those eyeshadows pool that can be drawn from. They weren't on it before just because they're too new. I wanted to enjoy them, you know. I did add on the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette, which I am so excited to own, and I just love it. I was lusting over this palette for over a year, so I finally bit the bullet and got this with a gift card. I also added finally in my Star Wars, this is The Child palette from ColourPop. I also added a few other ColourPop palettes. This is a little quad called Sorbet that's really pretty. I also have this one that's from the Hello Kitty collection. That's so cute. This is the pineapple cake. And then I also added in these two quintets that were not in there previously. This is High Society and Rumor Has It from ColourPop. And then one more thing I added in was this super random palette that I own. I got this from a friend who was passing it off. I'm pretty sure she got it in a subscription box of some sort because I've never seen this palette anywhere for sale. I even looked online, I think. This is the Beauty Bakery Proof is in the Pudding palette. And it was just like a little lost puppy and it needed a home. So I was like, okay, babe, you can come home with me. I know, no one wanted it. I tried to give it to friends. You know, it's just so basic, but the shadows seemed pretty nice, so I was like, whatever, I'll give it a chance, and if it gets rolled in, then we'll get to see what the quality is like on this little guy. So yes, some new palettes into my rotation. This year, instead of doing just a random number generator, I actually put all of my palettes into the Tiny Decisions app, so we'll be spinning for a palette in that app. Once a palette is selected in the Tiny Decisions app, I will randomly generate a number from the eyeshadow palette to try and hit pan on. If you can hear my rock and roll neighbor downstairs, I hope you're enjoying it. He like literally decided to start playing the moment I sat down to film, which, you know, is just the way life goes sometimes, you know. Everyone does this project a little differently. Last year I started by working on 5 eyeshadows at a time, and then I eventually amped that up to 6, which was doable, but I think that I just was starting to hit less pans in that second half of the year. So I'm going to go back to 5, focus on those 5 shades. And I also am working on my Pan Those eyeshadows palette. So that's also going to be in my routine to supplement in with my Pan Those eyeshadows. So that's why I'm just going back down to 5. I also might decide to roll in some of my single potted shadows that just have like a lower probability of being rolled in because they are just being ignored. And we'll see. I'm not going to do that this month. I'm going to let the gods speak their wishes and roll in whatever eyeshadows happen to be rolled in this first introduction. But there might come a time where I decide, okay, I'm going to roll in one of my ColourPop SuperShock shadows, or, you know, another single potted shadow that just gets, you know, lost. So I'll be working on 5 shadows, and my goal is always to hit pan, but I do have a usage goal as well. My usage goal is 30 uses. I'm going to keep it at 30 uses because I think it's just a perfect amount for me. I almost always hit pan after 30 uses, and if I'm not going to hit pan at 30 uses, I'm just not going to hit pan. Like, it's going to take me like 50 or 60 uses if that's the case. Typically I hit pan between like 20 and 30 uses. So that's why I'm going to keep it at 30. I feel like 30 is giving it a good solid try. And last year I had the rule that I was going to keep it in for 30 uses and 3 months. I've decided to not go further with that rule just because it was forcing me to keep shadows in longer than I really wanted to. So, you know, it wasn't that bad. I kind of enjoyed it because I like forced me to really work on those shadows. But I think 30 uses, typically that's going to take me 3 months anyways. So yeah, we're going to leave it at just the 30 use goal or hitting pan before we roll out that shade and roll in a new one. Okay, so I have all of my eyeshadow palettes, including Z palettes and my potted singles, in this Tiny Decisions app right here. Oh gosh. Yes, right there. There is, of course, one palette missing, and that is my Pan That palette for 2022. So if you're interested in seeing my progress on that Pan That palette, I will link my introduction and playlist. All right, let's see. We're going for it. We're just going for it. I can't wait any longer. I just pressed the button. We're going for it. Oh my gosh. Look at that. The first roll is my potted singles wedge in my app. So hooray. It heard my wish. It heard my wish. So we will roll in a potted single. That's exciting. Should we just do it? Should we just do it right away? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, here are all of my potted singles right there. I have 9 ColourPop SuperShock shadows, and I have 3 of these L'Oreal pressed pigments, infallible pressed pigments. I'm gonna roll a number between 1 and 12. 11. Okay. Ooh. So number 11 was this shade Weenie from, I think this was like a Kathleen Lights collab. And there's what she looks like. I actually was working on this shadow unofficially a couple months ago, so it does have a little bit of wear in it. You can kind of see the pan. I've never hit pan on a ColourPop SuperShock, so this will be a new experience for me. It still feels nice and creamy. It's like a pretty like rose gold shade. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this shade. All right, and that's what she looks like on the swatch. All right, cool. So already, eyeshadow gods, they're listening to me. They are hearing my prayers. So, and it'll be nice to have one less palette sitting out on my vanity, even though I do enjoy looking at them, but I was kind of overwhelmed with having 5 palettes and my Pan That palette. So happy to get a single, and I think this will pair really nicely with the ABH Modern Renaissance. So I'm excited about that. The ABH Modern Renaissance, which is my Pan That palette. Okay, yeah, if I didn't mention that. Already off to a running start here. Oh, it's the ColourPop Elsa palette, the Frozen 2 ColourPop collection, and it's the Elsa one. I love that palette. It was a gift from a very good friend of mine, and it's just such a fun, whimsical, wintry palette. So yay, I'm super excited. There she is. This is actually the second time I've rolled in this palette, and I loved working on it the first time. I have pan in, it's called Cuddle Close, that like iridescent. It's actually got quite a pink shift to it. It was really, really pretty and fun to use. I'm going to put into Pretty Random the numbers 1 through 8, since I already do have a pan in there. Or should I do 2 through 9? I'm gonna do that. I guess it's like it's arbitrary, but it technically starts at number 2. So I'm gonna start my randomizer at number 2. Okay, here we go. 2 through 9, let's give it a shake. Will it shake for me? Yeah. 4, okay, number 4. I love this shade. I was actually hoping for this shade. It is shade 1, 2, 3, 4, Gale. And it is such a beautiful shimmering like lavender purple. This is one of my favorite shades in the palette. I'm just so excited to play with this palette again. Let's swatch her for you. It's actually quite subtle. I think this will also pair really well with my ABH Modern Renaissance palette because I love the cooler tone shades in there, specifically Bon Fresco. That's what I have on my crease today. And I think this will be beautiful with Bon Fresco. There she is. And again, that one is called Gale. And I mean, come on, Frozen 2, such a good movie. It's like such a good movie. So also such a cute palette. This palette's gotten some hate. I like it. All right, Gale is good to go. 2022 is looking good so far. Oh, another one of my favorites, the BH Cosmetics Shaaanxo Remix palette. Love this palette. Love it so much. I bought it twice. I bought the original and then I bought the remix. So let's get that one out. All right, there she is. This poor palette, though, she has been beat up. She's come on so many trips with me. The packaging is actually falling apart. It's really sad. I glued it. It came unglued. I'll have to glue it again if it's going to make it through this project. But yeah, this is another palette. It's actually two-sided. So this was the original side that she first released, and then she had lipsticks on the other side, and then she re-released it with this like more pink toned side on the other, which I loved the double-sided eyeshadow. She's the first creator I know who did this, and then I've seen a few others since. This palette is of mine, like I said, is very well loved. It already has 4 pans in it, 2 on this side, 1 in Clarity and 1 in Toasted. Love that shade. Got that in Pan Those Eyeshadows. And then I also have, these were also from Pan Those Eyeshadows, the Dream Girl and Baby Girl all have pans in them. It has 18 shades and I have pan on 4. So I guess we'll roll in 1 through 14. All right, we've got the numbers 1 through 14. Shake her. 2, number 2. Okay, so we'll start on the first side. Oh goodness. This is very similar to Weenie. If I have shades that are too similar, I re-roll. So we'll see. I rolled in this one here, Glow Baby 1, 2. Let's see. I'm going to swatch it next to Weenie. We'll see what we think about it. It's not too similar. I mean, it is similar, but it's different enough. And these are shades I can wear every day. And I know from experience that these have very shallow pans in them. So even if I have to work on it alongside a color that's similar, it won't be for very long. So yes, there she is. There she is, Glow Baby. And indeed I will. Glow Baby. I'm such a dork. I'm sorry. So yeah, let's just put that over here and move along from that. I'm putting them in my little bookshelf so we're nice and safe. Ooh, okay. Okay. Got the ColourPop She's a Rainbow palette. Never rolled this one in before. This is another one that I was looking at it today when I was counting on my palettes, and I was like, this one is so pretty and has never been used. So let's get her out. There she is, ColourPop She's a Rainbow, and indeed, she is a rainbow. 24 gorgeous rainbow shades that are just at our disposal. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm putting in the numbers 1 through 24. I've only used this palette like once, I think, for Halloween. I think that's the only time. I need some love. All right, 15. That's my lucky number. I love that number. That's so funny. And it's a yellow, probably my favorite color. Yellow and purple. I love it. I say rainbow's my favorite color, but I've had this like thing for yellow in the past couple years. So yeah, that is a 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. This beautiful, beautiful bright yellow is called Sweet Spot. That'll be fun. Kind of a fun way to brighten up our winter, huh? Oh, hello, Butter. Butter had to make his appearance, you know. He wants to be on the show too. This is fun. I'm excited to have a yellow. I've been wanting to have a yellow in this project since the beginning. And I think this will also pair quite nicely with my Modern Renaissance palette, those warmer shades. You know, not very wintry, but it'll brighten up those winter days. And I'll have other colors to play with too if I want. I'm just like having the best time. I'm so happy. You can stay here too, and so can you. We have one more shade to roll in. I can't wait. Can't wait to find out what it's gonna be. This is just crazy. This is just crazy. I swear, it's like, it's the good juju that I'm bringing with this new app. I was just not feeling the Pretty Random app. It was not doing me well. So, okay, I haven't even told you. You probably can't see. I rolled in the Child palette. Yeah, the ColourPop The Child palette. This is now the third ColourPop palette I've rolled into this project, which is fun because I haven't really gotten a lot of love on my ColourPop palettes in the past year. So yay. So we'll roll in 1 through 9. I'm scared to wish or ask for the color I want because this is a color I've been wanting to bring into my project for a long, long time. You probably can guess what it is. I mean, based on the palette. I'm not going to say what it is though because I don't want to jinx it. The gods have been too good. So I put 1 through 9 in here. Let's see what they do. Come on. Come on. There we go. 8. 8 is also one of my favorite numbers. And 8 is indeed a color that I wanted. Maybe not the color I wanted, but it is a green. And I was really hoping to get a green. We got Float Your Crib. This shade right here, number 8. It's like an army green color. And I'm hoping that this will be a really good shade. I think it'll be easy to use. It's not too bright and colorful. I think it'll actually pair kind of cool with the yellow and maybe brighten it up a little bit if I want to. And it'll look pretty with my green eyes. And I mean, I'm just having a good day. It's been a good day. Oh, it's so pretty. There it is. It's so pigmented. I know that ColourPop mattes can take forever to pan from what I've heard. I don't think I've ever panned one before, so this one might be a little bit of a long haul, but I'm excited to experiment with it, play with it, have fun with it. There it is. There is my palette for the first month of 2022. I'm going to try and do updates around 30 days. I might do it a little sooner because I'm getting this one up a little bit later than I would like to. But stay tuned for the updates. I'm so excited to show you what kind of progress I will make on these eyeshadows. So excited to play with this palette. These 3 shimmer shades will be great to pair with the mattes in Modern Renaissance and super easy to wear every day. The yellow will add great variety to the mattes in my Pan That palette, and the green also is just like something different, something kind of just like fun for me to experiment with along with the yellow. So yes, couldn't be happier. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and follow along with my project for the year as well as my other projects. I'm doing a project pan this year, a rolling project pan like I always do. And I'm also doing the deck of panning project pan that Emily and Max started. So stay tuned for the introduction for that coming soon as well. Okay, I have to wrap up this video. I kicked my husband outside because he was making me nervous, so I gotta let him back in. Thank you so much for checking out my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming it. I cannot wait to get started with these shades. I look forward to updating you next month. See you then. Bye.